Greetings, fellow Earthlings. My name is Amber, and I don't need this in the shot. Greetings, fellow Earthlings. My name is Amber, and welcome to another episode of A Tea and a Chat. Tea and a Chat is going to be a weekly web series where I answer your questions, lend my advice, share my personal experiences for the sake of helping others, I guess. So today we're going to talk about why I do not have a job. Don't bring it up in the interview. This is what I've learned. This is an interesting topic on my channel, considering that why I quit my job at PetSmart is the most popular video that I have, which has over 25,000 views. If you want to go and watch it after this video, please don't, because I hate that video. My lifeguarding certification is expiring at the end of this year. I don't know if I want to pay the money to get recertified to go back to that job. Because of that, I decided that I was going to apply at a job at a coffee shop, and here's where the things get a little funny. I met the owner of this coffee shop, and he seemed really fine. He seemed cool. The employees seemed cool. I was like, yeah, I could totally see myself working here. It's not like a Starbucks. It's not a commercial coffee shop. It's just like one of those like hole-in-the-wall, like community whatever. I got an application, I applied, and then I got an interview. During the interview, things went great. Everything was fine. He was really impressed with my resume. He was really impressed that I was an assistant manager of a shop, and like, he just seemed really like he really liked me, and everything was going awesome. He talked for like an hour and a half about like his past and like how he got into the restaurant business, and it was really, really interesting. I learned a lot about him, so okay. And then he asked me if I had any questions. And here's where it took a turn. Out of respect, I do like to ask my employers if they have any restrictions as far as body piercings or tattoos, since I am a pierced and tattooed person, just out of a respect for the company. If I needed to wear, you know, long sleeves, long pants, if I needed to take out any piercings on my face or like put plugs in my ears or whatever, I just wanted to be respectful in that manner, as usual. When I asked him, he, without hesitation, said, "I hate people with tongue piercings." Like, okay, why is that, if you don't mind me asking? And he said, well, they talk funny. They talk with a lisp. You can't really understand what they're saying, and it's really distracting when it's in their mouth, because that's all you can look at. And I was like, okay. And he like went on to tell me about something in his past where like a worker showed up to work right after she had gotten her tongue pierced, and I was like, well, yeah, that's not really, you know, the wisest thing to do, considering that the tongue swells after it gets pierced, and like if you don't take like Advil, Tylenol, whatever, it probably will swell up. And he was like, do you have your tongue pierced? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he was like, oh, I didn't even notice. From there, things got incredibly awkward. He asked what my other question was, and I said, do you have any restrictions as far as tattoos? And he paused for a really long time, and he said, as long as they're not offensive, I don't mind. But if they are, I would just, you know, ask to have them covered with sleeves or, you know, a Band-Aid or whatever. And I was like, okay, that totally makes sense. I totally respect you. Cool. And from that point, he kind of stopped the interview. And at that point, I was still working with my manager at lifeguarding, and I explained to him that, and he was like, okay, well, when your season ends, give me a call and we'll talk about, you know, training and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. It just seemed as though I had gotten the job because of the way that he was kind of putting things off. From that point, I continued working for my lifeguarding manager, and the end of the season came. It was a couple days before we were closing the pool, so I decided that I would give him a call again. So I called and I was like, hey, I'm just checking up, following up on the interview, and wanted to know, you know, where you were at with it. And he said, oh yeah, you're the lifeguard, right? And I was like, yeah. And under his breath, I heard him murmur tattoos. And I was like, okay, sure. And he said, yeah, we're gonna be hiring people for our grand opening, so I'll give you a call. So at that point, did not have the job. He had been open for, I think, 5 months before I applied, and he was still looking for people. So one of my friends applied after I did, who was younger than me, less qualified, and she ended up getting the job above me. So I'm not saying that I didn't get the job because of tattoos. It could be why I didn't get the job. It might not be why I didn't get the job, whatever. So my advice going on from here, if you are a tattooed or a pierced individual looking for jobs, don't bring it up in the interview. This is what I've learned. Don't make the same mistake I did and try to be respectful, because apparently that's not how you're supposed to do things, and you're just supposed to keep things a secret until they become a problem. And I don't know. That's the story of why I do not have a job right now, and at this point I don't feel like looking for another one. I have enough credit hours with school, and yep, that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that I could lend some advice to you guys. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. I feel like this was just kind of another fun story time video. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you guys later. It's good tea, but it's not good tea to inhale. You can't breathe it. Oh boy.